A thunder of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Signing autographs. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle.
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Come on and join us.
Sure, there's always room for one more.
Well, it looks like those two old buddies, Rocky and Bullwinkle, will never get together again, for Rocky is adrift in a life raft with Captain Peter Wrongway Peachfuzz,
sailing eastward into the sunset.
Oh, boy.
while Bullwinkle Moose is miles away on the tiny island of New Greenpernt, talking to its king, Bushwick the 33rd.
The 33rd.
Oh, pardon, toity-toit. The king had just told Bullwinkle about the fabulous Oogle bird, which lays only one egg a month. But what an egg that is. Each one contains a fortune that foretells the future. For instance, some years ago, an Oogle egg said...
If you want to make some moolah, manufacture hoops that hula.
As a result, kids all over the world bought hula hoops stamped made in New Greenpernt. Another time, an Oogle bird fortune read...
Make a flag and don't be late with 50 stars, not 48.
So when Alaska and Hawaii were given statehood, the happy citizens waved brand new flags marked Made in New Greenpernt. Of course, the Oogle bird also gave out some other interesting predictions, too.
Next Friday, when the game is through, Yankees 7, Boston 2. Bet your shirt on Noah's Ark, running in the fifth at Belmont Park.
And as a result of wise investment based on the Oogle bird's information, the little island of New Greenpernt became fabulously wealthy. There were 2 chickens in every pot and 2 cars in every garage, even in garages meant for just 1 car. Ah, but that was last year. Today, everything is different. The people are poor. They don't have 2 cars in every garage. They don't have 2 chickens in every pot.
We don't even have a pot. And a word, oh, master, we're facing disaster.
Well, that's terrible. What happened?
Somebody stole the Oogle bird.
Somebody stole the Oogle bird.
Look through these here binoculars, so wise. One of the Oogle bird's nest is empty.
Maybe it flew away.
Oogle birds can't fly.
Then maybe it walked.
Was stolen.
Yeah, I see your point.
And so because of your predictory bunion, source of all knowledge, you are now the substitute wizard of New Greenpernt.
I am, huh? Well, I guess I got something to say about that.
And what do you say?
I say I'm the substitute wizard of New Greenpernt.
And so a short while later, high atop Mount Pitkin, Bullwinkle reposed in the Oogle bird's nest with a pad and pencil.
But really, my bunion just gives the weather for...
We'll be back soon, old lamp of knowledge. You better get with it.
Or what?
Or else...
So as night fell over Mount Pitkin, Bullwinkle tried desperately to peer into the future. But the only picture he could see didn't help him a bit.
Gee, I can't even remember what day tomorrow's gonna be.
Meanwhile, miles away, Rocky and Captain Peachfuzz were paddling aimlessly until the sharp-eyed squirrel spotted a dark shape through the gloom.
Captain, look there!
Bless Bess, Rocky. It's an island.
Yes, through a completely outrageous stroke of fortune, the tiny life raft was drifting right by the island of New Greenpernt.
Come on, Captain, let's paddle!
And our friends paddled with might and main for hours. But when dawn broke over the ocean, the island was no nearer.
What do you suppose is the matter, Rocky?
Well, for one thing, you've been paddling with the wrong end of the paddle.
Oh.
And for another, the current is against us now.
It was true the ocean current that had carried the raft toward the island was now carrying it farther and farther away. Well, be with us next time for Riptide Rocky or Drips Adrift.
And now it's time...
Time for that jolly juggler, Bullwinkle.
Oh, dear.
3 at once. 1, 2.
And now here's a feature you're sure to like.
3.
Oh, my. Somebody give you a hot foot, did they, boy?
Oh, gosh, no, Pop. I was just trying to jump up there and get one of those big juicy apples out of the tree.
Oh, say, they do look good, but I'm afraid you'll never get one by jumping for it. However, if we work together, we can both get one of those apples
Well, how's that, Pop?
by using this ladder.
Gee, I don't know. That ladder's awful rickety.
That, my boy, is why we must work together. Now, you hold the ladder up so that it won't fall, and I'll climb up to get the apples.
Okay, I got it. Go ahead.
Here's one. I'll toss it down to you.
I'll catch it.
Junior, you left your post.
Would it help to say I'm sorry?
Not very much. This certainly goes to prove what I always say. United we stand, divided we fall.
Every time?
Of course, every time. The perfect example of that is the story of the fox and the minks. Now listen, I'll tell you about it. Once there lived 3 little minks who, as little minks go, were very, very happy.
Hey, Mushhead, are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. You happy?
I'm happy. Is he happy?
Are you happy?
Of course I'm happy. I'm happier than you are. Now shut up and listen.
And so it was. For minks, they really were quite happy. That is, until one day when a very clever fox who had gone into the world to make his fortune came into the forest.
Ah, I'm in luck. Methinks I see minks.
And this made him very happy.
Gadzooks, but I'm happy.
For he had decided that in order to make his fortune, he would catch minks and sell them for the making of fur coats. And off he dashed to capture the poor, unsuspecting little minks, who at this point were still very happy.
Gee, I'm happy.
Me too. You happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. Are you happy?
Fox is the name, and but you'll make a fine sleeve.
Hey, fellas, here's a hot one. This is a fox who's gonna make a sleeve out of me. Nyah, nyah, nyah.
Fox!
And this, of course, made the 3 little minks very unhappy, for now they were forced to flee for their very lives. Quick as minks, they sped to the safety of a hollow stump. But alas, the fox proved to be too fast for them.
Ha-ha!
From that moment on, the minks didn't have a minute's peace. The tireless fox was on their heels at every turn. Finally, just when all seemed lost, they managed to reach the protection of their burrow and quickly held a meeting to see what might be done about their desperate situation.
What are we gonna do? We can't even go out to look for food or the fox will get us.
And besides that, I'm not happy anymore.
Quiet, both of you. I got a plan.
A plan?
Yeah. If we work together, we can go anywhere we want to and the fox can never touch us. Now, here's what we'll do. All we gotta do is walk with
A light burned all night in the minks' hole as they worked on their plan. And by morning, they were ready. Bursting with confidence, they marched out of their burrow.
Hop, doop, three, foot, hop, doop, three, foot.
And the sly old fox, who had been lying in wait for just such a chance as this, sprang to the attack.
Aha!
But much to his surprise, the minks were completely unafraid.
Ha ha! Yourself.
And quickly as a flash, they put their plan to work.
Alley-oop.
If they had been human, it might be said that they formed a human chain from which the top mink was able to grasp the branch of a tree and nimbly flip them up out of the fox's reach.
Ta-ta!
Well, now, their plan had worked perfectly, and it certainly seemed that their worries were over. Time after time, the fox tried to catch them, and time after time, they formed the chain to swing to the safety of the trees.
Oh, drat! There is nothing worse than sneaky minks. Unless it's a sneaky fox.
They had managed to foil the fox at every turn, and once again they were very, very happy. That is, until one day.
I'm happy. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy. You happy?
No, I'm tired. Tired? What for? From holding you guys up. Why do I always have to be on the bottom? What's the matter with you? Stop complaining. But.
Just then the fox appeared again, right on cue.
Ha ha!
And the minks were forced to quickly leap into action.
Alley-oops.
Oop!
Oop. Oop.
But being bottom mink, time and again had taken its toll on the bottom mink. Now much too weak to support his comrades, he fell, tumbling them all to the ground, where the fox was quick to seize them, flop them into a bag, and trot happily off for the nearest fur factory.
Happy, 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 happy.
So you can see, Junior, as long as the minks worked together by forming their chain, they were safe. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir, Papa. I now see that without a doubt, a chain is only as strong as its weakest mink. But what's that got to do with apples?
Eeny, meeny, chilly beany, the spirits are about to speak.
Are they friendly spirits?
Friendly? Just listen. Ah, there, poetry lovers. Today's poem is called The Bee. How doth the little busy bee improve each shining hour, and gather honey all the day from every open flower? How skillfully she builds her cell, how neat she spreads the wax, and labors hard to store it well with the sweet food she makes. Boy, that's good. Oh, hush. Uh-oh. Touchy, aren't they? Oh! In works of labor or of skill, I would be busy too. For Satan finds some mischief still for idle hands to do.
And now,
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
again,
Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! No doubt about it. I gotta get another hat.
now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Hello up there. Peabody down here.
What's wrong with the Wayback Machine, Mr. Peabody?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it, Sherman. I had it lubed yesterday, and I'm checking the fittings. Set the indicator for the year 1889.
Are we going to make a test?
No, we're going to take a trip to the Yellowstone region of Wyoming, where we'll strike up a short but lasting acquaintance with that distinguished Sioux Indian chieftain, Tatanka Yotanka.
Who?
You know him better as Sitting Bull. The recently lubricated Wayback transported us through time and space faster than it ever had. But instead of an Indian village, there, in the middle of the plains, sat a huge, luxurious hotel.
We're at the wrong place, Mr. Peabody.
Sherman, the Wayback is infallible. And sure enough, upon entering the lobby, we discovered our quarry, Sitting Bull, sitting outside a tent in the lobby.
How?
How are you?
Me fine, but pale face and very poor spirit.
The pale face he referred to was the hotel manager.
We're in trouble, men. We haven't had a guest in a week. And it's all because of that redskin.
Tell me, Chief, why are you in this hotel?
Me got 'em reservation here. Great White Father in Washington say this land my home. Engineers come, build building around me.
Does the hotel manager know this?
Manager no talk 'em with Sitting Bull. Him got 'em mad on.
And at exactly 3 that afternoon, a state of war existed between the hotel and Sitting Bull.
Can you see them, Mr. Peabody?
Not yet, Sherman. The soldiers are still in their barracks.
Soldiers? Barracks?
Bellhop, Sherman, in the elevator.
Oh.
Men, at 1303 we attack. Now here's the plan. Finster, take this suitcase, keep under cover of the foliage.
Foliage, sir.
Flower pots, you idiot. I'll be in back of the lobby desk. When I ring for a bellhop, that'll be your signal to open the suitcase and throw what's inside into the Redskins' tent.
Now, it just so happened that Sherman and I were on a scouting expedition when the attack began. The manager's plan of attack was all too clear. A skunk should certainly drive Sitting Bull from the premises. But Sitting Bull experienced sinus trouble, and his sense of smell left a great deal to be desired. Emerging from the tent, he crossed no man's land and returned the bomb to the bombee. Round 1 went to Sitting Bull. Soon the hotel manager and his staff were on the verge of another attack.
All right, men. This time it's going to be different. This time we'll blow that Indian out of the hotel.
Dynamite, sir?
Vacuum cleaners. We'll turn the reverse power on, and it'll be like hitting them with a hurricane.
A short time later, 4 bellhops sneaked up on the rear of the tent and slipped 4 vacuum cleaners inside.
All right, Finster, you may flick the switch and watch that Indian go.
Sitting Bull went all right, out of the tent, across the lobby, into the revolving doors, out of the revolving doors, across the lobby, and into the main desk.
That did it. That did it. Get my elephant gun.
Just one moment, sir. I believe this affair can be settled quite peaceably.
Well, I wish you'd tell me how.
How?
You believe that Chief Sitting Bull is responsible for keeping customers away, true?
True.
Then you call off the war for just 24 hours and I'll prove you're wrong.
Fair enough, but how? And if you say how, I'll get my
24 hours, sir. That's all I need. Like most large hotels, this one had its own telegraph line. I composed a short message and had it sent out to every city in the vicinity. 23 hours and 59 minutes later...
Time's almost up, Peabody. Then it's back to the front.
Sir, you won't believe this, but there are thousands of guests driving up to the hotel.
In a matter of minutes, the hotel was booked to capacity.
How did you do it, Mr. Peabody? Was it the message?
Exactly, Sherman. I merely placed an ad in every big city newspaper advertising the fact that Sitting Bull was now appearing in the lobby. Well, that did the trick.
Chief Bull sure looks happy, doesn't he?
False display of humor, my boy, because you see his wife and twin sons are living with him in his tent. And the boys, both named Thomas, are quite impossible. Yes, there goes the chief now into the tent to administer a paddling.
Gee, what a shame.
Oh, I don't know, Sherman. At least Sitting Bull gets credit for being the first Indian to beat a tom-tom.
When we left Rocky and Captain Peach Fuzz last time, they were desperately paddling against the tide, trying to reach the tiny island of New Greenpernt.
It's no use. We're drifting farther away, Captain.
And look, I've worked so hard my little paddle is worn to a nubbin.
Well, maybe if we had a mast with a sail on it, we could make some headway.
Well, we're in luck, Rocky. There's a mast in one of these compartments here.
Well, let's get it out.
Seems to be stuck, but I'll get it.
Attaboy, Captain.
Little did Rocky know that the handle Captain Peach Fuzz was tugging was in reality an underwater plug that would deflate and sink their life raft in a matter of seconds.
I think it's coming out now, Rocky.
Meanwhile, on a mountaintop high above New Greenpernt, Bullwinkle had just shivered through a long, cold night. Suddenly the phone rang and Bullwinkle answered it.
Hello, this is the substitute wizard of New Greenpernt speaking.
Hello, Great Encyclopedia. This is King Bushwick. You got a prediction ready for us?
I've been trying to tell you, King. My bunion just predicts the weather.
Well, if that's all the better you can do, let's have it.
Well, let's see. My bunion says today fair and warmer with lots of sunshine.
And of course, Bullwinkle's bunion was right as far as it went. High on his mountaintop, it was warm and sunny. But at the lower altitudes of New Greenpernt, things looked a little different.
Hey, you out of your skull, Wiz? It's raining cats and dogs down here.
Well, what do you think of that?
I think we're due to get a new wizard very soon. Go get him, Perona.
And the giant headsman started off on his grim mission. Meanwhile, back in the shark-infested waters, Captain Peach Fuzz was still struggling with the handle of the life raft.
Are you sure it's the right handle, Captain?
Certainly, Rocky. It says right here, danger, deflating plug. See?
Put it back in, Captain!
Too late, for at that instant...
Hang on, Rocky. We're moving.
Sure enough, the jet of escaping air was driving the life raft through the water faster and faster until, just as the last bit of air left it, the deflated raft beached itself on the shores of New Greenpernt.
Well, Captain, you lucked in again.
Embarrassing, isn't it?
And look, I guess the natives saw us coming. Looks like they're throwing a party.
Sure enough, it did look like a festive occasion. Everybody was wearing funny hats and broad grins, all except for the guest of honor.
I'm kind of glad you didn't work out, Wiz. We haven't had a beach party for months.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Smile, Cookie.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be a wet blanket.
Hokey smoke, Captain, that's Bullwinkle. We gotta save him.
But we're outnumbered 100 to 1.
Yeah, what we do?
We'll use tragedy, is what.
What do you have in mind?
You sneak around and get ready to cut Bullwinkle loose.
Yeah?
I'll get a big club and charge right at him. In the confusion, you should be able to get away.
Yeah, but how about you, Captain? They'll capture you then.
Oh, I hadn't figured that part of it. Well, let's do it anyway.
Gee, you're brave, Captain.
Not really. I just can't think of anything else.
And so Rocky crept up close to Bullwinkle and prepared to cut him loose. The captain seized a large club and with a shout of...
Charge!
ran right into a tree, knocking himself unconscious. In a twinkling, all three of our friends were bound tightly.
Hey, something new, fellas. We're gonna have a triple feature. 2 main attractions and 1 short subject.
Well, how will our heroes escape this deadly trap?
Gee, I'm scared.
Oh, I'll think of something, Rocky.
That's what I'm scared of.
Be with us tomorrow for Blood and Sand or 3 for the show.
Looks as if our time has just about run out.
Just enough left to tell him who the sponsor was.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop.
We're late again, Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.